How's it going, guys? Before we start this video, very quick shout out to X, also known as Lois, who did this fantastic drawing of me for all of my social media and YouTube icons and banners, etc. Looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I asked her to do this for me and she was very kind to accept. So guys, go over to her channel, go check her out, say hello from me, and I hope that you all like the picture as well. I certainly like it, and let's get into this video right now. How's it going, guys? It's the final render here and welcome back to Subnautica. If you guys remember the last video of Subnautica, we went and checked out the alien thermal plant base and that was pretty darn cool, but we've got some more alien precursor stuff to check out in this video. They have added some precursor caches into the game, which are very small little bases which don't have too much in them, but they do give us an awful lot of backstory into the precursors and into the world of Subnautica, and we are going to be checking those out today. If you enjoy Subnautica and you think you'll enjoy this episode, please make sure you give it a like and a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. First thing to do, as always, is to go ahead and get myself some food from my lovely garden. Nom nom nom. Okay, so now that that's done, it is time to go and check out some of these ion power cells which we can now make. We found the schematics for those in the last video in the alien thermal plant, and I've been very curious to see just how good are these new ion batteries that we can make. How much better will they be compared to the regular ones? I think I'm going to go ahead and make a power cell for my Seamoth. Okay, luckily I had everything we needed, so let's go over to the electronics. Ion power cell. Let's go. Bang. Okay, so here's our Seamoth. This currently has a regular power cell in it. It is just loaded in the back. And I'm going to remove this and then reload my ion cell battery into there. Let's go ahead and see just how much power. 1000 power. That is approximately... that is 5 times the amount of power than the regular power cells. Man, that's a good battery. I'm glad I built that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dock to the Cyclops so we can start our journey to the precursor caches. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The caches are exceptionally hard to find. In fact, I'm willing to say you probably wouldn't find them unless you knew that they were out there, so to speak. And as far as I'm aware, there aren't any signals in the game or anything like that to tell you where they are. So I actually found them with the coordinates before recording this video. And I'm glad I did. We've got one over there in the sparse reef. That one was really hard to find. We've got one over there simply labeled Beacon 6. That is in the dunes, which we've never been to actually. And also over there, one in the Blood Kelp zone. Alright, so let's start by the one in the dunes, and let's see what we can find in the alien precursor caches. Right, something I should say before we actually get there is, whilst I said I did put the beacons outside the bases, I haven't actually been inside any of them. They are all currently locked still. So all of this will be new to me, as it is to you, but this is the location of the first one. It's kind of in this crater here with some kind of large meteor or something like that right in the middle of it. So yeah, here we go. We've got like what looks like a meteor. We are kind of in a crater, almost. And this meteor is kind of sitting right in the middle. But if we just carefully look around just a tad, we will start to see our precursor base. So as you look here, we've got the lights, which always signal a precursor element. So let's head into this tiny little cave. Yep, we've got more lights coming up here. We're definitely going the right way this time. Lots of acid mushrooms and stuff like that. And here we go. Here is the first precursor cache. Let's get in there and see what's up. But ooh, actually, I should probably repair my Seamoth before we go any closer. Okay, so that's fully repaired. Let's go ahead and throw one of the artifacts in there. Oh yeah, before we go in, by the way, there was another update with the scanner. If you hold F, you can scan yourself and it says you're infected with the Kara. Nice little tip, that. Okay, so let's go on and head inside then. As I said, these caches aren't actually bases. They're just sort of caves which the precursors have adapted. Holy hell, that is cool looking. We've got all these kind of like stalagmites. I'm not sure which it is. You know, one goes up and one goes down. But yeah, they're the ones going down, and it looks scary. Right, we've got a data bank. Damn it, I'm running out of air already. I completely forgot about my oxygen. Okay, so what we have got lots of ion crystals. I only got 4. Oh, that's cool. It kind of raises up. There's 1 there. 2. And let's go ahead and grab these final 2 right here. We could probably make some pretty decent batteries with those. Although that being said, I don't know if I want to make too many batteries with them, seeing as I've got a suspicion they're going to be very important when it comes to building the rocket. And here we got an underwater computer. Data download, alien biological history. Okay, let's jump in the Seamoth so we don't go ahead and run out of oxygen. And let's read this log. This terminal contains data mapping the complete biological history of a member of the alien species. The dataset is hugely complex, but some basic facts can be reconstructed. Was grown from seed 1,708 years ago, separated from broodlings early for special training, inducted into Temple of Research as the youngest ever initiate, aged 96. Wow, okay, so the precursors live a long time presumably. Downloaded a corrupt data set which was stored for 3 years for refactoring, located to the outer galaxy cluster to support disease research endeavors, relocated to 4546b, this planet, for high priority disease research, contracted Kharaa bacterium, stored in Sanctuary 3, corporeal body safely disposed of. Okay, so that's kind of telling us the story of one of the scientists who is particularly talented, and their body was basically stored away somewhere, almost kind of in memory or respect, or maybe as a way to kind of further study the Kharaa virus. But this alien species, or this individual, did actually catch the Kharaa virus while studying it. Originally was studying it on the kind of outer regions of space, you know, far away, but then when it landed on their home planet, they had to come back and start researching it there. So that's very interesting. So that is one of the 3 caches done. And it is time to go ahead and go to find the other 2. And I just had a thought, people. In the last video of Subnautica, when we went to the alien thermal plant, we found a data log which said the Kharaa virus could have come from like mutating plant life, other alien forces, or possibly bought on an asteroid. And we have an asteroid here. Could this meteor have been the actual source of the Kharaa virus? Did this come from space, from where this person who was studying was, and it landed back on this planet? That's a really bit of bad luck, but this is definitely a meteor crater. You know, it is a huge crater in an otherwise perfect landscape. Wow, so this might have actually been the source of the entire Kharaa virus. So why don't we go ahead and drink some water, yum yum yum, and go to the next precursor cache base. Alright, so it's 329 meters down. As I said, you probably ain't gonna find these locations unless you specifically know they are there and you know where you are going, because some of them are really well hidden. That meteor one, as I said, that's kind of in a place which looks like you're not supposed to go there, you know? It's literally just in the middle of nowhere with no kind of landscape around, so it looks kind of like you've reached the edge of the map. But we have got our next one just over here. It is in a cave. Right down here, 68 meters below. Right, Seamoth, my man, let me in. We gotta go explore this next one. Maybe we'll find out something even more interesting about the precursors. Okay, so let's descend. We've got an awful lot of quartz down here. It might be an idea to grab some of that, actually. I haven't collected any quartz in a while. So you see what I mean? It's 520 meters down, and it's in this tiny little cave here. So I really doubt you're gonna find these things quickly and easily. Okay, so here we go. Here is the next base right here. Let's go ahead and open up the door using our alien artifact. And plunk it down. I really think you should get a better way to opening the doors. You know, what's wrong with just a regular iron key? You know what I mean? And here we go. Whoa, dip. Alright, so this one is smaller, but it does still have a data terminal and stuff, and even more ion crystals. They're kind of like on these little pedestals and stuff like that, aren't they? Maybe it's something spiritual or something, I don't know. Like, what is it about human beings, and whenever there is something slightly unusual about a different species, they always assume it's spiritual? I don't know. Maybe it's because that's what us humans did before. Okay, let's check out this download. Alien Sanctuary B. So is this Sanctuary B and we were in Sanctuary A before? I don't know. The antechamber consists of a series of main data hubs, each adorned with an ion crystal. These are networked up to the main terminal in parallel, presumably to ensure data integrity over time. Unprecedented data complexity. Stored data was scanned into the system at the local terminal. Original data source was organic in nature. Evidence suggests that the antechamber served as a sanctuary of a last resort of the aliens that built it in the event of a catastrophe. So maybe it is spiritual in that sense. They could retreat here and somehow transfer themselves to the data hubs for preservation. It is unclear whether the members of this alien species ever returned here, or how many souls are backed up on the hubs, but the data stored is far too complex to reconstitute with little information available. Okay, so hang on. Are you telling me that the Precursors used terminals to literally transfer their beings, their minds, into the ion crystals? So the ion crystals are literally the souls of Precursors, maybe hundreds of thousands of them in one ion crystal. And I've just turned one into a battery. Okay, well at least they're being put to good use. But man, that's interesting, that is. You know, that's kind of like, I never played it, but Soma kind of worked on the idea of transferring your memory to computers digitally. Or The Matrix, you know, that also touched on that idea of people's minds being digitally converted and stored. But wow, the alien Precursors, because they were all going extinct, decided to store their souls away in the ion crystals. So whilst their physical presences are no longer around, or possibly no longer around, but their souls and their spirits resonate within the ion crystals and in their power. That is really interesting, and that is really deep. Wow, we've learned so much already. We really have. Okay, there is just one more place to go, and this one we're going to was a nightmare to find, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, don't hit the walls, please. Okay, here we go. Here's our third and final one for now, until maybe the fourth one is updated. Now, as I said, this one was the most hard to find. It was an absolute nightmare, if I'm completely honest. And it's simply because the coordinates on the wiki page gave you the coordinates for the base. However, this base is actually inside a cave, and the coordinates did not give you the entrance to the cave. The cave is actually quite far away from the main base. Okay, so here we go. 215 meters, 220 meters down. Let's enter this cave network right here. What the... Who did that? Ah, there we go. There's the little Precursor light boxes right there, so to speak. That always signifies Precursor bases. Here we go. Here is the entrance. As you can see, we have got the cables, which presumably will be running all the way back to the thermal plant that we checked out in the last episode. Go ahead and throw that on there. Excellent. Right, back in the seam off so we don't run out of power. Oxygen even. Go ahead and drink me water. Okay, so this one looks kind of similar to the other one. Yep, we've definitely still got the same kind of pedestal motif thing going. Yep, go ahead and grab all the ion crystals. Grab all of them. How many have I found so far in this video? I found absolutely loads. Yep, quite a few to say the least. But as I said, I suspect I'll need a few of them in order to build the rocket when it comes to completing the game, probably within the year. It wouldn't surprise me if this game is out of early access within the year. Let's check out this final terminal. Alien Sanctuary A. So this is Sanctuary A. The antechamber where this dataset was discovered has been identified as some form of alien sanctuary. Ceiling fixtures. The structures mounted on the ceiling of the cabin cast a low green light over the data hubs below. They are also regulating the pH level of the surrounding water and emitting a low-level frequency sound wave. It is possible the intent was to ensure ideal conditions for some practical end, but the purpose may have also been ceremonial or even recreational in nature. Now, if they're controlling the acid levels and the alkaline levels around these ion crystals, which apparently are containing the souls of the Precursors, that makes more sense to me. They're trying to make sure these ion crystals aren't damaged, so therefore their kind of structure and their life is remained intact. Aesthetics. Like much of the alien architecture discovered on 4546b, the design is ornate. The ion crystals mounted on the pedestals are not being drained of power, suggestion they serve some sort of symbolic nature. Similarities to old Earth religions' iconography may be coincidental, but they may also indicate some shared and ancient cultural history. Okay, yeah, that kind of backs up what I was saying earlier, saying that why do we always assume it's spiritual? Well, just because they're aliens doesn't mean they didn't have a similar upbringing to us, so to speak, you know, in their ancient times. Assessment, further data required. Okay, so we can definitely be certain now, that the Precursors' souls, or at least their minds, are transferred into the ion crystals and stored away for safekeeping. Maybe the idea was that maybe one day another species, like aliens, maybe humans even, would go ahead and find these ion crystals and eventually be able to give them a body again, you know, transfer their minds back into the Precursor bodies, or any kind of body, you know, a robotic body, you know, like in Fallout 4 or something, you know, transfer, or even Blade Runner, you know, transfer a real world mind into a robot, so to speak. That would work. And I think they were just kind of trying to, in the most simplest way possible, preserve their species, so to speak. Where's my Cyclops? Over there. Okay, so that's done. That is not bad. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and redock to the old Cyclops here. Let me in, mama. And then we will head back to B2. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a very short video, I know, but I really wanted to make a video purely on those Precursor caches, and there may still be one left when the game's been updated a bit more in the Lost River, so we'll definitely have to go and check that out when it is ready. But, you know, I think we learned an awful lot of really cool stuff about the Precursors in this video. We learned that not only are they most likely extinct in their physical form, they have been dead for anywhere from 10,000 to 1,000 years, but also we learned how the coronavirus ended up on this planet. We learned how they kind of function as a society. We learned that they were very spiritual. They weren't just all about extreme technology, so to speak. And not only that, but we have learned that their spirits and their minds have actually been preserved inside the ion crystals. Now I'm actually kind of regretting turning one of them into a battery. But you know what? It's all been very, very interesting stuff, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. So guys, if you did enjoy watching the video, please make sure you leave a like and leave a comment, say hello, and if you are new, please make sure you subscribe. Check out some of the cool Patreon people below in the description, and I'll see you around. This has been the final render, and you have been the audience. Until next time, farewell. Oh, look at him running, look at him running. He can smell it. Actually walks the other way. Final. Oh man, Final. You're such a complete mess up. Okay, Final, this is your chance. Don't blow it. She doesn't look like she wants to talk to Final.